What is up, everybody? We got a really cool episode today. So we are here at the Waterfront. If you haven't seen it here before, that's because you didn't watch the episode where I got Flapjack the Stingray. So go back and watch it right here or here, wherever it is. Click on it, watch it. But in that video, I mentioned that they were upgrading to a bigger space with more tanks. It's happened. It's here. Look at this. Look at all these tanks they got. So tomorrow is the grand reopening. They were nice enough to let me come in and do a little walkthrough and get a sneak peek video. Look at this. It is just like rows and rows of tanks and some really, really cool fish, but I don't want to talk about it and make myself sound like a fool. Let's get one of these guys to show us. We'll do a quick walkthrough of everything they got going on here, and then maybe we'll break it down and do some more specific stuff about some of the fish that I'm really interested in. So let's get one of the employees real quick and get this going.
So we've broken the whole store down into rows for the most part. So this is going to be mostly African cichlids. There's the odd discus up there for now. They won't always be up there. And then there's 4 plant tanks down here. So there's basically separated into locally grown plants, more locally grown plants, plants that we buy from the wholesalers. So these are going to have a little bit of melt back to them. And then these are some that we've pulled out of display tanks that we're just going to part with now.
Okay, so then what do you got working this way? You said this is mostly African stuff?
Yep, so we have a bunch of African cichlids on this row. We have a bunch of peacocks, elite peacocks. Some of them are local raised, local bred. There's a lot of other varieties, some phenostars. Then over here we have a bunch of flower horns. Flower horns are pretty cool because they have a really fun personality. You can come up to the tank, some of them will play with you. They get real excited.
That's so sick.
Down below, we have a bunch of snails and shrimp, some small community stuff, a bunch of really cool puffers. Those are one of my favorites.
Yeah, I saw you had the little Maboo puffers there, the little
We have
tiny
two little
ones.
Maboos, this guy hiding down there in the sand, a bunch of shrimp, just a lot of fun, really cool community stuff.
Awesome, looks sick. And then back here, I noticed you got the beta wall.
This is all the betta wall. It's all full of half moons now. It won't always be like that. That's just what we got the package deal for. So we filled it full of half moons for the opening. But hopefully we'll get some of those wild pairs like mahakais, macrostomas, stuff like that.
Sick. Love that.
So that's the cool one. Backside of the African row is going to be a mix of South and Central American cichlids. There is a couple of bashirs on the bottom, but it's mostly geophagus and severums on this side. Let's see. Martin Fish Keepers is watching. These are the juvenile bumblebees. If anyone follows him on Instagram, those are what he has in his beehive, that big tank in his house.
These guys are gorgeous too. These are my favorite Oscars. They're sick.
Towards the end of the road down here, we have a bunch of more Oscars. We have some really cool goldfish, a lot of really big size ones. A lot of fun personalities with these guys too.
Yeah, look at these goldfish, guys. I don't know how easy you can see on camera how big they are. Like, look at this one back here.
That guy's my favorite. He's pretty cool.
He is sick. I have never had goldfish, but what do you think, guys? Drop down in the comments and let me know. Should I set up a little goldfish tank? I think it would be kind of cool. But not just about monster fish, you know? We got to get a little bit of everything.
Yep, and then directly behind on the other side is where we started some of our community fish. We have some danios, some different tetras. There's some gouramis. We have a bunch of just all kinds of community fish, more than we had in our first store up front. Angelfish. I mean, it's just insane the amount of community fish we have on this road.
Yeah, I saw you guys got a bunch of nice looking angelfish. Yeah, look at this. Just schools of fish. It's going to be a badass grand opening.
Hopefully.
Okay. And then,
so on this side, you continue all the community stuff, except on the top rows where you start getting into the mini monsters, so your baby arowanas, wolffish. There is a bunch of clown knives up there right now. There's some azul peacock bass. Basically all the mini monsters that don't fit into the back row full of 75s go on the top row over here.
see you got the gar right here.
Yep, so there's Florida gar. We have like the 12, 13-inch size, and then there's like the 10-inch size to the right.
Okay, and then what about this tank right
All
here?
right, so
Let's see,
starting on
guy's
this
sick.
row of 75s where we get into some of our big monster fish. This tank is one of my favorites. We have a giant freshwater moray eel. This guy's awesome. You don't see those very often this size, so we're pretty excited to have that. As we walk down, we have a giant Oscar. Looking in here, there's lots of stingrays. We have arrow.
Okay, so I know you guys got a bunch of plecos back here too. Some pretty good size. Oh, wait. Hold up. Everybody hold up. What is this right here?
So here's one that I forgot, and I'm the one that loves the puffers the most in this store. So we have this giant Mabu puffer. He's like 16, 17 inches. He's the same as those guys we showed you over there with the flower horns, but this is what this guy grows into. He's big. Pretty exciting. Need a big tank for him.
So it's cool to see. Lots of the fish stores, they only sell the little babies, you know. It's cool to be able to come somewhere and see larger fish, smaller fish, and everything all in one, you know. Especially when you have the small and the large of the same fish. So it's really cool.
Puts it into perspective for people too. Because people come in and they see the small little pleco, small little puffer, and they don't understand that it gets massive. So it's nice to be able to show that to people. It gives them some perspective.
Yeah, it's really nice to have knowledgeable staff that will actually walk around with you and help you learn about stuff if you do have questions. So shout out to these guys for being great. But these are all my fish right here, so I'm obsessing over these guys right now. These are Fogo bass. They're my favorite type of peacock bass.
The color on these guys is just absolutely insane. They have grown to a pretty big size, starting to show some really good color. So it's really fun to see them grow from that really small size. They're not really showing color to seeing what their true potential is.
These guys are so sick. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm really thinking about buying them, but I shouldn't. But I say that every time I buy something expensive. And then what do you guys got over here? I see you got some bashirs.
Over here, and actually before we go into these bashirs, here's something I really want to show you guys. Very uncommon. It's another bashir, but it's tank raised, tank bred. Never heard of that before. I don't know. People don't really.
What do you mean you never heard of that before? Jeez. Shame.
Okay, and then right here, I see something super awesome. Lewis,
Yeah.
get over here. What is this guy right here?
Hold the L20. Oh, I just dropped it. Oh, man. I just caught that by hand for you, but.
This guy's always ruining everything, you know?
Yeah, here's my best impulse buy of the year. So that is, and I am gonna botch the name. I'm just gonna say Immaculata, actually. That's all I got for you.
Sounds right to me.
You typed out the full name on the Facebook group, so I'd love to hear your attempt at it.
I think Immaculata. I think that is right. But this is one of the coolest catfish ever. Oh no, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the first part. I can type this stuff. I can't pronounce it, you know? And then on the bottom, we got my other favorite part. We got a bunch of stingrays. So what do you got down here, Lewis? You got some crosses.
Yeah. So these are all just going to be hybrids. They sell them as black diamond hybrid. We don't know where the genetics are going to land on those, but we separated out. So we've got a female there, 3 males in this tank. And then we get into more of our pure rays, down a few more tanks. Past all the plecos, luteus, that's one of my favorite fish. Those are the ones that the phase 3 turns bright yellow. There's a pretty funny picture of me holding them on our Instagram if you ever have time to go stalk us. So yeah, alright, onto this guy. That is just basically a wild Matoro. We brought in about 6 months ago. Customer just traded it back in down to the, it's kind of buried right now, but it's an albino pearl. A lot of people always talk about how they used to be one of the most expensive stingrays in the hobby. But with captive breeding efforts, they're much more affordable now, you know. And then the coolest one of all, in my opinion, is the Bosemani hybrid. So this one was bred by Brad at Chicago Stingrays, and it's a Bosemani pearl, I believe. Bosemani hybrid regardless. But the Bosemanis are really pretty rare. That I've never had a pure one. I've seen one before in California, but other than that, I've never seen another one, so it's cool to have a piece of one here.
And then what I got a question. What are these guys up here? I know you kind of mentioned them to me earlier off camera.
I got an answer. I've got no idea.
No idea. Okay, those
I
guys.
have to go dig through some invoices to figure it out. They're Bricon something, but I don't know the scientific. I just got the little rundown to get like 12 inches long, schoolers, pretty gnarly teeth on them, but I have no idea what the scientific is besides Bricon.
Those guys are super awesome. You also got to bear with these guys. I like attacked them with the camera and just making them film a video with me real quick. So thanks everybody for being in the video. These guys have been up super late every night working on getting ready for this grand opening. They've been doing a lot of stuff, so they're probably low on sleep, and I'm probably annoying as hell. But thank you guys for showing us all the fish. I also noticed you guys got a lot of really good hard goods right here set up.
Yeah, so our hard goods, we have a lot bigger selection. It's pretty cool. Really big fan of the Hikari line. We don't really use a lot of Fritz anymore, but we have a little bit left. Seacam is another one of our favorite products. We have a bunch of substrate, tons of rocks to pick from, all kinds of wood pieces.
So yeah, look at this. This thing's here. Come stand by this thing real quick.
Yeah, look at how big this guy is. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, if you guys are looking for some good driftwood, that piece is badass.
And then just to finish off the last bit of our products, we just did a partnership with Aquarium Co-op, so we now carry their products as well. So if you're a fan of them, you can come to our store and pick them up. We also carry the Extreme line, one of the best quality fish foods out there on the market right now, so come check us out. Hey, so there's one more thing I forgot. We have our own brand of sponge filters. They're made of a really fine material. They're really great for pulling out some fine particulates. Really great addition to your filtration in your tank.
And those things are awesome. I actually use those in my quarantine tanks, and those are my favorite sponge filters I've used so far. So, okay, I just noticed something else awesome that they have that I got to show you real quick. Check out this guy. Look at this monster datnoid they got in here. Oh yeah, look, little tigrinus cat. We all know that's familiar, but look at this dat. This thing is huge. This thing's sick. If I had a big enough tank, I would buy that. It's this big old Oscar over here. I love datnoids. I will someday have one. I've never kept them before, but this guy's badass. All right, Lewis, you're the pleco guy. What do you got?
This is one of the two Royal watermelons that we've got in. So this is the L330. This one's got a lot of good spots on the head. If you get up close, you can kind of see it. The other one's like the half-spotted one, so this is definitely the one to grab if you do get one. But
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that thing is badass. Okay, what is this guy here?
so this is a phase 1, almost phase 2 luteus. I need a picture of it.
Got another one right here. All right, what is this guy?
This is the L14 Sunshine Pleco.
These are sick. Those are one of my favorite ones. I'm a guy that knows absolutely nothing about plecos. I probably sound like an idiot, but I think they look sweet.
If you get it in the light, it shows way more orange. It's definitely a very orange fish. Yeah, that's the Dracula.
The Dracula?
Yeah.
Those things are sick. So what are you doing right now? Are you taking pictures for the website?
Yeah, for all the plecos. And we gotta pull out all the stingrays, so.
See, so that's what happens when I just bombard them with a video. They're all trying to get work done, get ready for the grand opening, get the website ready, and I'm just making it difficult. Okay, so what is this one right here?
This is the L95 Pinecone Pleco. It's not the most expensive pleco in the world, but it's like one of the hardest to find. That's our third one we've ever had.
Really? Damn.
And pretty much all I do is buy plecos all day, so it's frustrating.
All right, everybody, that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for joining. We are gonna end it with an awesome B-roll clip of all these really cool fish so you can get a better idea of what there is. Make sure, well, like I said, their grand opening is tomorrow, but you guys are gonna miss it because it's gonna take me too long to edit this video. But make sure, since you missed it, you go check out their website and buy whatever cool fish are left, because there's some awesome stuff in here. I know you guys want it. You're going to see it here coming up. So thank you to Lewis. Thank you to Stefan. Thank you to everybody here for letting me come bother them on their busy day. But I'm going to get out of their hair. And then, yeah, I'm going to go to bed. So see you guys next time.
Let me show you. Tell me I got this.